Growing up, I learned very early that love could be loud, frightening, and bruised. My mother's name was Neka. My father was Obi. They married young, barely out of childhood themselves, carrying hope the way young people often do, loosely and without caution. They began their life together in a town up north, far from familiar faces, believing that distance would give them peace. To the outside world, we looked like a regular family. 5 children. A hard-working father. A quiet mother. From the street, our home did not look troubled. But inside those walls, peace never stayed long. Arguments rose without warning. Silence was always followed by shouting. And shouting often ended with blows. As a child, I did not understand marriage or cruelty. I only understood fear. At night, I would lie awake counting my breaths, praying that the sounds would stop. I learned to read tension in footsteps and voices. I learned when to hide and when to pretend not to hear. My mother rarely cried out. When she did, it felt like the house itself was breaking. After the 5th child was born, we moved back to the village into a house that was meant to be ours alone. I remember the journey clearly. I remember believing, with the stubborn hope only a child can have, that a new place meant a new life. I thought the walls would protect us. I thought my mother would finally smile without fear. But the beatings followed us. They did not care about new paint or fresh beginnings. The house was quieter than the town, but the violence felt heavier, as though it had more space to grow. My mother grew thinner. Her voice grew softer. She began to move carefully, like someone walking on broken glass. 2 years later, my father made a decision that changed everything. He moved us out of our private home and into his family compound. It was a large place, crowded with relatives, traditions, and unspoken rules. His mother lived there. His siblings lived there. Authority lived there. And so did cruelty. If our first home was difficult, the compound was unbearable. The problems multiplied quickly. Arguments were no longer private. Humiliation became public. What had once been one man's violence became a shared duty. His siblings joined in. His mother watched, corrected, encouraged. My mother was blamed for everything. Her silence. Her pain. Her existence. I watched her disappear in slow motion. Each day she became smaller, quieter, more careful. She stopped defending herself. She stopped expecting kindness. And I, a little girl with no power and no voice, watched closely. I learned lessons I never asked for. I learned what happens when a woman has no shelter. I learned how families can turn into weapons. Somewhere in that compound, in the middle of fear and confusion, I made a promise to myself. I did not speak it out loud. I did not even have words for it yet. But it settled deep inside me. A vow that would follow me into adulthood, shaping my choices, my fears, and my understanding of love. That was where my story truly began.